Hi everyone. Hiya. Thanks very much for joining me. Hi Kaz, you're here. Hi Sam and Shirley, Sue, Margaret, another Shirley. North and South, you're both here. Good girls. Hi Anita. So I thought we'd do some old and sort of new today, because I'm sure a lot of you did buy various different products that I've got here. And I was thinking, what should I do? What should I do for you? And so I thought we'd do a little bit of a mixture of some old and new. I'll tell you what we're going to be working with, because definitely some of you have got that already. And then I'll tell you about a couple of little bits and pieces that are on special offers. So the main thing that I'm going to be working with today is the Julie Hickey Decorative Ovals, I think it's called. Stencil set. So that's my main part. I'm mixing it with some of, you can see they're well used, some of the chrysanths. I got it wrong the other day. I was talking about some flowers and I called them chrysanths and they weren't, they were cosmos. Anyway, these ones aren't. These are chrysanths. So I'm going to be using some of those. Now, these aren't, we're definitely going to be needing some power tape. I've got the 9mm one that I'm going to be using, but there is a 6 and a 3, although I'm not so sure that we've got any 6 left at the moment, but they are on their way. Now, these are sort of new and sort of not. So I've got a special offer on the cotton candy and party mix glossy dots. So I'm not quite sure if you can see them very well from there because of the colours, because of the lights, but they are a lovely collection and I feel that they sort of go with everything. You've got what I would call the brights, as in the party mix, and the cotton candies, as in the pastels. So a similar sort of colour range, colour sort of, if I put them like that, you possibly could see them even more, that you've got the purples, light and dark, well, or should we call that the mauves, light and dark? And then that's the purples, the sort of teal and aqua, greens and lighter greens, yellows, blah, blah, blah. Really nice little selection. And I've got a handful of these with the two together as a special offer over on the Facebook section of the Maximum Craft website. Now, I've also got, at the moment, just a few, but I will be getting some more of these in, the Designer Boutiques clear stamp sets, which are called Breezy Sentiments. Now, you're probably looking at this backwards on this camera, so I apologise for that. But I've been using these quite a lot, and they feature in the card kit, which is out on Sunday, this Sunday, the 5th of February. The 5th of February, yeah. So I've brought in just a few because I'm waiting for the rest of them to come in with all the stuff for the card kits, but they are there, and you know, I'm going to be using them today because they're lovely. They're quite a nice size. Be showing you those in a bit more. So what am I going to do then? Well, what I'd like to do is I have already done some card measurements here, because I thought that that would be probably the easiest way to go about it. Now, I wanted a 6x8 card, of which I don't know about you, but I can't get hold of a 6x8 card. And so I thought, right, okay, I've got to make such a thing. And so what I've done is I've taken an 8x8 card blank and I've trimmed it down so that now I've now got an approximately 6x8 card blank. Now, the card that I'm going to do today is very similar to one that I did 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, but a Christmas version and a slightly smaller one. So I thought I'd like to have a go at doing this bright and breezy one instead. So I'm going to be working, as you know me, if you've been watching for a while, in centimetres, because I just can't do the inches so well. And so therefore I have actually trimmed this piece of card to 20 centimetres by 15. All right, so then that makes it easier. I've then taken the front of the card and I have creased it, I scored it rather, at 7.5 centimetres because I want to make an easel. So I've now folded the front of that card there. Okay. So I've then taken some different coloured cards. I've gone a bit random here. So yeah, okay. So what I've done first of all is I've taken the colour grape. And I've cut 2 pieces of this, one for the outside and one for inside. Both of them measure 19.5 centimetres along that way and 14.5 down. So I've got 2 of those. Okay. Then I've cut a piece. Now, in this case, it's in fuchsia. So this was grape. This is fuchsia. This one is 19 centimetres across the long bit and 14 down there. And then the same measurements, I've cut a piece of white card. Okay. So again, 19 by 14. Then we've got another piece, which is rose pink. And this piece measures 18.5 by 13.5. And then finally, we've got another white piece, and that piece measures 18 by 13. Lots of measurements. I will attach them. I'm not sure if our lovely June has got a chance to do that for us today. But if she hasn't, don't worry, because I will actually attach that to the bottom as well. I've also cut a couple of little pieces. I've got one piece of fuchsia, which is, didn't measure that piece. I did measure it. It is 19 by 3. And then I've got a piece in rose pink, which is 19 again by 2.5. So this is all in centimetres. Okay. So that's all of the cutting out that we need to do. But what we're going to do is make it into a book easel card. Okay. So let me, without further ado, take these pieces. So I'm taking one of the first layers in grape, and then the white piece that goes in with it, and then my 2 strips. And that is going to go inside my card. So let's just do that first. So this is the front of my card, the bit with that's going to go inside here. So I'm going to pop that into here. So let's do that. Lots of layers, but actually you don't need to do quite so many layers as I've done, and you could you can get away with just really about 3 pieces of card, but it's quite an impressive card. I think you'll agree when we've actually done it. It's quite an impressive one. So let's do this. As I said, I first did this card, or this style, the book easel card, back in December 2020. And it was a very popular design, but it was a Christmas one. And I thought, you know what? We've got to do a non-Christmas one because it's too good to use just for Christmas. So I'm going to slot that onto place. And if you recall, that one just fits edge to edge. So unlike me usually having a border all the way around, that one does not. And I'm going to already put a bit of 3mm foam onto the back so that that's all ready into position. Should really cut that. So I'm just going to put that to one side for the moment and stick that onto here as my stopper later. But just in case I need it to be flat, the card to be flat, I'm going to pop that all to one side. So now I'm going to take, whoops, it's creeping in, I can see it. I'm going to take my layers. Now, for my layers, the first one, the biggest one, I'm going to just keep that completely flat and not do anything with. So I will put that one to one side. But these other 3 layers, I need to measure in half and then score in half. So I'm going to bring in my scorer trimmer. And we've got this piece first, and this piece measures 19 centimetres. So we're scoring it along the long edge. It measures 19 centimetres. So therefore, half of 19 centimetres is 9.5. So I shall bring that that line here along to the 9.5, and then making sure that I've put my cutter blade out of the way, I shall just score that in half. Just about see that. I can anyway. So that's all that matters really, isn't it? This one comes in at 18.5. So half of that is 9 and a little bit, 9 and 9.2.5. So we do that one. And then finally this white piece was 18. So half of that is 9. And we just score that in half at 9. Okay, I am scoring it on the front piece, the right side. Yeah, we know what I mean. We know what I mean. So I'm now going to bring all these pieces in again, and I'm going to fold all of them that away. Just find my bone folder. I'm going to score them all so that the right side are now together, like that, and like that. Then I'm going to start adding my power tape. So I'm now going onto the wrong side, and I'm going to put power tape. I'm using the 9mm one, and I'm going to put it on the edges, quite close to the edge, almost to the edge, if I possibly could. Oh, it's alive. Stay. And also across the middle bit here. So we've got a fair bit of tape going on. So this is the extra sticky tape. You won't manage it with just, well, you would manage what I'm going to do with just ordinary glue, but it wouldn't be half so easy or fun, because it would be a nightmare trying to hold it, in all honesty. So it is the extra strong tape, in my case the power tape. But if you haven't got any of that, the red liner tape, as they call it, that type of thing. So just quite good that you can see it too. Well, you could see the red, I suppose, because obviously this is a protective blue cover over it. So I think I can get away with this. I might regret doing this bit on here. I might not. Let's hope I don't, eh? Why I say that is maybe I should have done the stenciling on this first rather than put tape on the back. Oh well, learn by my mistakes if there are any, eh? Terry Sayer, where have you been? Late is just not good enough now, is it really? Don't mean it. Don't mean it. Right, okay. Let me now find my stencil. Oh, come here. So, my stencil. Very pretty stencil. You can see that it's got that sort of oval. Well, you've got just a plain oval, or the oval with that lovely little pattern around the ends. And I did a couple of cards with it when it first came out, but I felt that this one was a good one to do as well. So I can see where my line, you might not be able to, but I can see, gosh, it's really glistening and glowing, isn't it? Is that any better? Maybe a little bit better. Maybe not. Sorry. You can see, I can see that midline. So I want to line up my oval, if I possibly can, to be more or less in the middle. Okay. Now, should really have done this. Should really have done it. Well, but maybe you should really have done it if you were going to do it with sticking it down and things. But hey, we won't worry about that. I'm going to take my Distress ink in Seedless Preserves, but I have already got a lot of it on here, to be honest. And I'm using that colour because of the colours that I'm using with card. So I'm going to come from this outside edge, and I'm going to go around all of the edge. So I want to pick up that very pretty sort of lacy type pattern. on the outer edge, but then I want to just bring it in to that middle bit, and I'm just being careful that I'm not catching it on there as well. And when I take that off, you can see that you've got that very pretty edge. No, you can't see that at all. Can you see that now? Pretty edge, but again, completely flat. So then I'm going to move it over and put it in as hopefully as much the same position as I can on this side. In order to do that, I'm trying to line up the dots here with the dots on that bit here. And I'm just going to do exactly the same. So coming in so that I've got picking up that lovely pretty edge and then just bringing it around. You hardly need any ink at all. The more ink that you put on, the stronger the image will be, but I wanted it to be quite a faded image. So don't want massive amount. And there we are. So that's all we need to do. The stencil will just wash off with water because it is a distress ink that I've used. So you can see that you've got those lovely ovals now. It's either too much or too little, isn't it? But pretty, pretty. I want to put my sentiments on at this stage, but the embellishments I'm going to put on a little bit later. So I'm just going to put my sentiments on. Let me show you these. As I said, these I've been using a lot, but they're actually going to be used mainly for my card kit at the weekend. So if I put that behind, you can see that we've got happy birthday, just for you, best wishes, congrats, with love, celebrate, and thanks. So I'm going to take just for you. I'm going to take happy birthday, and I'm also going to take a heart. So now bring in my stamping platform, and then I can arrange these as I wish and do them all at the same time, which should be handy. So we want just for you going up there, happy birthday coming down there, and a little heart coming in there. So I'm just going to pick up all of those. So, and what colour should we do it in? Shall we do it in, what have we got here? Gosh, it's a bit of a, well, you never know. We're going with this colour. It's a bit bright. Let's go for it. It's a dye-based ink. It's a Spectrum Noir that I happen to have sitting on the side. Okay, but it goes in with all of those bluey, purpley colours. This one's called Crushed Velvet. So now I know that looks a little bit odd. Do not worry. Do not pass go. Pop them away later. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mould some of our card before we pop it all together. So we folded all of these pieces in half like so, but what we want to do is just bend these pieces of card because we want to end up with a sort of piece of card that's like that. Well, not like that. And in doing so, all I'm going to do is take it to the edge of my table. So let's pretend that this is the edge of my table, and I'm just going to put it on the edge and then bend it down and roll it over on the edge of my table. Okay, you won't be able to see me doing it because it's the edge of my table, but you can see then that I've just got that little curve. It just helps if you do that before you've even put it down. So that's my middle layer. And I need to do it on all 3 layers that I put my tape on. And I'm just going to be very careful. I want to make sure that that's dry before I do it here. So there you go. We got away with it, folks. Okay, so now I'm going to work backwards. So I'm going to work with this piece here, and I'm going to take off my tape. First of all, I'm going to take off the middle piece. Just remove that backing for my middle piece, and I'm going to pop it into the middle of this card, which is the next one down. And I'm going to believe it so that I've got a little gap at the top, a little gap at the bottom, and then press that down so that we've got our piece in the middle, just attached with the tape. Then I'm going to take off this tape here, and I'm going to offer it up to this edge, but bringing it back a little bit. So the fold that we've got, I'm bringing it back a little bit so that it's just slightly bent. See what I mean there? Just slightly bent. I'm going to do that on to the side as well. So just remove that backing. You don't want it to go straight down. You want to pull it back a little bit and then bend that down. Okay. Then we're going to take the backing off of this piece. So that's our second layer. And we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to bend that and put that into the center, leaving a little gap top and bottom of our piece here. And then press that down so they're all stuck into the center. And then we're going to take off the backings again. So we're just bringing it back a little bit again. And then, now I will say the same thing that I said in the video that I was doing the other card with, that you can get lots of beautiful dies that will make these books, but sometimes you don't want to do that when you haven't got very many books that you're actually going to be making. So subsequently it's nice just to do this one. So then I'm going to take my blank piece and I'm just going to now attach that straight down. I'm not going to bend that one, so I'm just going to go off the bit in the middle and the bits at the side as well, really. Yeah, let's go for it so that we keep that bit nice. It will pull it a little bit, but it won't distort it too much. Whoops. So, I know it doesn't really matter if it's a right and a wrong, but I'm just trying to put that one in the middle as far as I can. And the bit down the middle there. And then this piece is going onto the front of my card. So I'm going to put my glue just onto this bit here. So not onto the whole of the mount because it's an easel card. So just onto there. I'm not going right to the edges. And I'm going to offer that down onto there. Now I could get my bone folder in there to be able to push that down so that that stays stuck. Okay. So do you remember we made the stopper? So we can now put that into place. I think it probably was a good idea not to have put it in to start off with, because we might want to flatten the card even more, and then you haven't really got any room to do that. So I'm going to put that about an inch or 2.5 centimetres up from the bottom so that my card, oh, hold on, I can't get hold of it to show you. My card sits like that, yeah. But I want to finish off the decoration here. So I've already cut a few pieces out. I've gone with the chrysanthemums, and what I've done is I've stamped it. I've stamped one of the flowers onto the fuchsia piece of card, and then I've stamped 3 of the leaves that come with that chrysanth onto the grape colour card. So again, using all the same colours. I know that there is no such thing as a mauve leaf. Well, there probably is somewhere along the line, but certainly not with a chrysanthemum. And so I don't want to suddenly increase yet another, sorry, not increase, include and introduce, get it right in a minute, another colour. So I just wanted to use the leaves and let them be this same spectrum, but the darker one of all of them. Okay, so that's going to just give us a little flower in this corner. Now, obviously, you would need to make a box for this set, this card set, because it wouldn't really be, well, you're certainly not going to fold it flat now, that's for sure. So a box would be the best. I'm just bending these leaves a little bit. And then so I've just stamped them. I've stamped them in smoky grey, and then I've just fussy cut them out, and then I have put a little bit of the Wingstella. Keep on using that. So I'm just going to be popping that over here. So let's put that into place. One there. One down here. And then one, I think, here. Hopefully it'll give us a chance to let it set a little bit first. And then a little bit of glue into the centre there. So my flower, I need to press it on, will sit into the centre. So there's my chrysanthemum sitting on the side there. I'm going to move this camera over. Sorry, made you a bit dizzy then. Now over this side, I'm then going to bring in a butterfly. Again, this is going to be used in, not sure when, but I've got it for use in there. I'm going to put the butterfly up here. Because I like butterflies. And he's going to sit on there like that. And then I'm going to get some of my, I think I'm going to go for my pastels. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for my 2 different shades of pastels, maybe, but also maybe, yeah, that'd be nice. So I'm just going to randomly, I'm going to turn this round here a little bit, randomly take some, oh, sorry, it popped. Some of the different shapes and sizes, which I think go together quite well. And the slightly different colours. So picking out the colours that I've used. So not introducing random colours again, just picking out the colours that I've already used and placing them just to break up that background a little bit. It's not really very good light in here today. I don't know why. I've got the same lights on that I normally have on. But it's not really, sorry about that. Not really showing you very good lights, is it? Okay, so a few more on here. Let's do up here. and one more round about there, and another little diddy one up there. And then when I open it up, we could then put a few more here. Actually, if I had them, what I'd like to put, I don't know if I got them here now, I'd like to put some hearts on there. Let's just check whether I've got them. I've got them, but they're white. Can we cope with a white heart? Yeah. So I'm just going to go for the glossies in the white hearts there. Yeah, I think that looks rather yummy. So of course you could put sentiments onto this section here as well. Do whatever you like, obviously. But I just wanted to show you that these type of cards are not just for Christmas. Could put some ribbon down here. Have cut a few pieces. So that the ribbon can go down there. What do you think? I think it should, don't you? Yeah. So now what we should have done though, whoops, is we should put that on before. So I'll just ease that. So in order to put these on, bits of ribbon, I want them to be loose. I don't want them to be like that. I don't want, they might as well put a bit of card on there if we put it like that. So I want them to be loose. So first of all, I'm going to stick the first little bit together. So I'm going to put a bit of my power tape onto about the first 4 centimeters, just over a couple of inch, just under a couple of inch. Take off that piece and then attach my, slightly at random, my so I've got a satin ribbon at the bottom, now organza and satin at the top. Then I'm going to put a bit of my tape on the back, but only at that, again, top sort of couple of inches, come 4 centimeters. Then I'm going to carefully take that off. Come on, off you come. No, not with all of it, thank you. See, talking to tape now. Oh. So just trying to get it to peel off. That's better. Then, bringing back my card, should really, if I was going to put ribbon on it, I should have put this in afterwards. Okay. So, just going to run that down the back, and that's not of the very last piece, it's of the second piece, because we don't want that to show on the back here. Sorry, showing you. Don't want it to show here, which is why I'm tucking it behind. And then, so we've got half of that piece of tape is behind this middle bit, and half of it is still showing here, so that when I stick this over, it's actually got something to stick on, so that I can press that down. That is still stuck, but my ribbons are just there, just to hold, like any ribbons would be really in a book, isn't it? So there you go. There is a book easel card for you again. A lot different to the one that we did back in at Christmas time a couple of years ago, in as much as it's a bigger one, because we did it so that it was a 5x7. So if you close the card up, albeit that you can't close it, this one acts as a 6x8. So the other one that we did before was a 5x7. So able to be cut out though by an 8x8 card. But when we hold it like that, we've got that lovely frontage, and then when it comes up, we can then sit it as our book easel. And again, could be done, these lovely oval shapes here really lend themselves to then have anything. You can have any colour, obviously. You can have any sentiments on it. It could be for an anniversary. It could still be for a Christmas card, because you could just simply do that in more like the reds or the greens type of thing. So it can literally be for any occasion. So it's the type of card that I'm showing you, but with these lovely oval shapes there, so that you can actually get some sort of a background there with a very pretty edge. If you were to put dies that were ornate onto something like this, you could do that, but unfortunately, because you want the card to bend, you then end up with sometimes a bit of a warped looking shape on there, die cut shape, because you could put a plain, which is what I did before, but the plain, I just love that little pretty sort of picot lace edge there. Which I think looks nice, and I hope you do, and I think it looks as if you did. So there you go. So just to remind you, I will put all the measurements up, but the card that I used was grape, fuchsia, rose pink, and of course white. Cutting out all my elements from those same coloured pieces of card. I used 2 pieces of card, of each of the card in general. I was able to get, I think, all of that out of those pieces. So yeah, it makes quite a economical card. Things that we used was the lovely, here we go, the lovely chrysanthemum flower, our stencil. We had our lovely sentiments, which I can't wait to show you for the weekend for the card kit. So we've got the sentiments. If they sell out today, as I said, I will be having more of these at the weekend. They are not part of the kit per se. They are included in the kit, but I know people often like to buy the sentiments that I use as well. So the kit doesn't include these. So don't think that it does. It doesn't. It's been used in the kit, and it's part of the actual kit that comes along to you, a stamped image of it. But the actual stamps themselves are available separately, but may well have sold out now, but they will be back Sunday. And then we've got the lovely glossy dots, not the hearts, but we've got these lovely ones. So you've got the cotton candy, which is the pale version, and then you've got the party mix, which is the brighter. And often depends on what colour card you're actually going to do, what kind of card rather you're actually going to do in the first place. Okay. And the butterflies, again, they'll be coming out soon. Dainty butterflies as well. I think that's it. Thank goodness, they all say. So hope that you will be able to join me on Sunday at 11 o'clock when I will be introducing to you. Hold on, let's bring this a bit closer so that you can actually see it. Sort of. I don't know why my lights are so bad today. I do apologise for that. They are exactly the same lights, and it's exactly the same time, isn't it? So I don't know. But hopefully I shall take a good picture of it and you'll be able to see from there. So Sunday the 5th of February 2023, it will be our February card kit launching at 11 o'clock. I'm really loving this one. Well, I do love all of them, but I hope that you do as well. It's very, very pretty. And we have got a bonus with that one as well. So this one coming on Sunday is going to have lots of different ways that you might want to get the kit, from the basic to the, well, I was going to say extravagant, but to the best, shall we say. So I hope you can join me then. In the meantime, have a great rest of the week. Hope you can join John Lockwood at 7 o'clock on his Facebook Live over on with the Craft Cave. Not sure what he's got in store for you today, but it's bound to be great. And look forward to seeing you again soon. So take care, everyone. Oh, meant to say, quick, Facebook did not play up for me today. Can you just tell me before you go, did it play up for you? I think that I was able to actually invite people again to this. Did you receive a link? Can you tell me if you did? Because you got an invite. Julie, thank you. I thought that it was working again. I did. Oh, lovely. Thank you. I did speak to my lovely son's lovely partner, and she helped me with a few things, and it seems lovely. It seems that I got it back to working again. So thank you so much. Thank you, Rosie, if you're watching. But yeah, So we're back to be able to get a link again. That's good. That's good. So take care, everyone. See you Sunday, hopefully. Bye.